and welcome to Saturday morning's most exciting hour. John Roberts alongside Matthew Thiel here to call
the greatest mind of professional wrestling.
Great Gym Wars action. The APW Universal Heavyweight title is on the line. A huge main event as Dylan Drake defends the Universal Championship against the British Messiah, Timothy Thatcher.
That's absolutely correct. Timothy Thatcher has proved himself time and time again. He was a great worldwide internet champion, and then he's gone over that speed bump of Jody Christopherson, and now he's going on to the Universal Heavyweight Championship match.
Let's hear from both competitors.
Today is the day. The day I fulfill my destiny. The British Messiah, Timothy Thatcher, versus the All-Pro Wrestling Universal Heavyweight Champion, Dylan Drake. Waited for this contest for quite some time, Mr. Drake. And today, it finally is here. So you shine your belt. Sterilize it a bit, because I don't want your grime all over it. Because that title is coming to my hands, and then to my waist. At the end of the night, Mr. Drake, I'm gonna right all the injustices against me when you scream, I quit. God save the Queen.
Let me tell you why All-Pro Wrestling is the best thing going on in California and professional wrestling today. Because nowhere else will you find competition as big and as bad as you will in APW. And today is no different. Today, I've got the British Messiah, Timothy Thatcher, a man that has definitely earned his shot at the APW Universal Heavyweight title. And Tim, after you took Jody Christopherson out, there's no doubt in my mind that you're a threat. You and I, we've met before, and it's always gone toe-to-toe right to the end, nobody knowing exactly how it's going to go. But I'll tell you what, today I'm going to tell you exactly how it's going to go. Jody Christopherson called you out. He reversed the Thatcher stretch. So your secret's out. You've got nothing left. Today, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Today, you, Timothy Thatcher, like everyone else, is going to tap out to the beta breaker. And that is how today is going to go.
And now look, Will Rude has already his own personalized merchandise, and where did he get the money for that from? From the boss, Derek Sanders.
Well, Will Rude is fired up for this match. He has publicly stated today on Gym Wars that today Boss A goes bankrupt, and he is just going right after Derek Sanders. Just sweeping the legs and just going right after his face. Right hands aplenty. Will Rude is on fire. A strike to the face of Rude. Rude trying to fight back, but to no avail. The boss is there right away to knock him down. Throws him hard into that turnbuckle, and did you hear the impact when Rude's spine met that turnbuckle? And now the boss taking liberties with the rules once again, utilizing that referee 5 count to its fullest extent, putting all of his pressure on the throat of young Will Rude.
He's doing what he needs to do to teach Will Rude that lesson, that very important lesson in life. You do not cross the boss. Really, John Roberts, there is no one person better to learn this crap from than the boss, Derek Sanders. He has been to the top and to the bottom of all of professional wrestling all over the United States. He's been invited to many shows hosted by World Wrestling Entertainment. The boss, Derek Sanders, is the man in professional wrestling to learn this sport from.
Well, some great amateur technique on display here from the boss, utilizing every ounce of his training and applying pressure, using all of his body weight in that rear bear hug on Will Rude down on the mat. But now Will Rude gets back up to his feet, trying to fight back with some back elbows, but he gets rammed into the corner. and Will Rude just got his face crushed with that huge shoulder tackle, and now all the pressure from the boss's weight being put on the chest and collarbone of Will Rude.
Will Rude trying to avoid those shoulder tackles in the corner, and I think he got a worse attack from it, taking that entire side and the hip of the boss, Derek Sanders, right to the face.
Forearm drop from the second rope. The boss calling for a timeout. Theo, it looks like maybe he's taking a page out of your playbook.
Hey, he needs a timeout. He needs a chance to breathe, recollect his thoughts, or lure Will Rude right into that trap which he was setting up the entire time.
The boss playing possum, asking for a timeout, instead brings Will Rude's face into that second turnbuckle. Oh, could he be thinking Sandblaster F5 here? Could he be looking for the F5? Sets him up for no. Will Rude counters it. Huge European uppercut. Rocks the boss and a clothesline over the top rope. The boss's face smashing hard on the ring apron as he lands in the front row of the war zone.
What does Will Rude gain from a count-out victory at this point? Why doesn't he keep his opponent in the middle of the ring, where he can control him, where he can pin him, where he can make him submit? Why would he throw him to the outside like that? I don't understand this kid.
I don't think he's going for a count-out victory. He's going to that top rope. Will Rude looks like he's getting ready to fly into the front row of the war zone. He takes off. Will Rude just took out the boss, and he continues to fight him on the floor of the garage.
I'm surprised that Will Rude is able to get up from that. It looked like he landed right on his head. In your first match by walking out as a quadriplegic, how is he going to have a wrestling career if he jumps off the top rope like that and almost breaks his own spine?
Will Rude trying to hit that neck breaker and does so. Wait, what the heck?
I told you A, B, C, and D has been planned for in this match. It looks like the boss, Derek Sanders, has somebody new under his employment, perhaps.
Well, a DDT just plants Will Rude, and Rude is out cold. He's just limp, dead weight. Who's the man in black? I know you know who this is. Who's the man in black?
I may know, but I am not at liberty to say. It could be anybody. It could be Sparky Ballard. Where's Sparky? I don't see Sparky anywhere. That man's dirty. He's rotten.
Well, a double team assault on Will Rude from Derek Sanders and this man in black. And out come the Suburban Commandos and out of control Matt Carlos to make the save.
Wow, what a way to end last week's Gym Wars. And the fans are still reeling from what happened. The man in black assaulting Will Rude as he had victory within his grasp. Gentlemen, I need to get your predictions once again. Who is the man in black? Matthew, last week on commentary, you stated you think it's Sparky Ballard.
Sparky Ballard. It's obviously, we haven't seen Sparky in a number of weeks. He's been training under the boss, and now he's under that black mask. It's Sparky Ballard, or how's this for your theory? Jody Christopherson. Jody Christopherson is going to shock the world and be on the side of the boss, Derek Sanders. It's incredible. I wish I thought of it.
Why would he join the boss? They have a heated past together. Do you think that it could be Jody Christopherson or Sparky Ballard?
I don't know. It could be Jody, it could be Sparky, it could be Johnny Cash. I don't know. The fact of the matter is, this is not good for Will Rude. He had victory in his grasp. You never want to see a match end like that. I'm one for one man being pinned at the end of a match. I need an ending. Well, I know Will Rude wants a rematch. We need to figure out who this man in black is so that we can keep him from ringside should it come to a rematch for Will Rude and the boss, Derek Sanders.
Maybe knowing how the boss operates, Will Rude should have been more prepared for something like this. He should have known that the boss, Derek Sanders, is always going to have a contingency plan for anything that might happen, including somebody in a mask to come interrupt.
Fine. Then you do what I did. I remember one time I had an argument that wouldn't go away. I solved it in a cage. Put these two in a cage. They need to fight, and one man needs to go down, period. Because it's not going to end. This can spill over and become a cancer on the rest of the locker room in APW.
Wow, those are two interesting, great points from two of the smartest men here in all pro wrestling. He, of course, claims to be the greatest mind in professional wrestling history. But, folks...
Well, outsmarted that butt kicking you got from the Carnival.
Hey, we don't need to talk about the Carnival of Shadows right now. Today is all about the future.
Wow, today is about the main event. And, before we get into that again, we wanted to talk to the boss, Derek Sanders, this week about what happened last Gym Wars, but unfortunately we were denied access by his security team. So we hopefully will be speaking with the boss, Derek Sanders, next week and getting his words on what is going on between him and Will Roode and who just this man in black is. But now, folks, it's time for our main event. We have to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, because coming up next for the APW Universal Heavyweight Championship, Dylan Drake defends the title against the British Messiah, Timothy Thatcher.
Eight of the top young talents in Northern California.
This really wasn't about all pro wrestling tonight. This is about professional wrestling in Northern California. Everyone in this tournament are winners. It's about coming up. It's about paying your dues, working hard. And they did that for you fans tonight.
Are you or your son or daughter celebrating a birthday soon? There's no better way to celebrate a birthday than to throw the birthday person a pro wrestling themed birthday party. We have several packages available, including renting our facility with a customized pro wrestling show. Bring your birthday cake and invite your guests to attend a private pro wrestling birthday party. If you are interested in having all pro wrestling be a part of your birthday celebration, give us a call at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com.
Hello, wrestling fans. Welcome back to Gym Wars. It's time for this huge Universal title match. As you can hear the music now, Theo, out comes the challenger, the British Messiah, Timothy Thatcher.
By challenger, do you mean winner? I just contacted my bookie. Some of my vast fortune has been put down on Timothy Thatcher. Don't let me down, Tim.
You mean you put all your money, all your eggs in one basket?
All my money? What's wrong with you?
You said the sum of your money.
No. Some of my vast fortune, not the sum of it. Pay attention to the show we're doing, man.
I am, and I'm paying attention to the British Messiah making his way to the ring, sporting some new gear, and he looks fired up for this contest. You know, earlier this week, I tried to contact both gentlemen, but both said, no, I do not want to speak to any reporters. I do not want to speak to any members of the media, aside from the two interviews that they granted us just before this contest, and I'm really looking forward to this match.
I am absolutely looking forward to this match, too. You can see the look on the face of Timothy Thatcher. He is ready. He's prepared. He knows what's at stake. This is the Universal Heavyweight Championship of all pro wrestling, John Roberts.
You know, I can't believe that when we were sitting here in the broadcast booth with Killer J. Matthias a few moments ago, I actually agreed with you on something. I can't believe I said that you were right, and I think Timothy Thatcher's going to win this match. I honestly think Timothy Thatcher's got a great opportunity here in front of him, and I'm pretty sure he's going to take advantage of it. As you see, the champion making his way to ringside, slapping fives, greeting the All Pro Wrestling fans here in the garage. Don't forget, folks, you too can be a part of all this great Gym Wars action. Log on to allprowrestling.com to find out information about future TV tapings that we do here at the world-famous All Pro Wrestling Garage in Hayward, California.
Now, to take a look at the other side of the coin here, I know that quite literally my money is on Timothy Thatcher, but Dylan Drake, he is a two-time Universal Heavyweight Champion. That's almost unheard of in APW for somebody to hold that championship more than once.
All right, it's time for the introduction. So let's go down to the veteran voice of the All Pro Wrestling Garage.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. And it's for the APW Universal Heavyweight Championship. This match has a 30-minute time limit. The referee for this contest, Toby Reynolds. Introducing first, the challenger from London, England. Weighing 16 stone, he is the master of the Thatcher Stretch and a former APW Worldwide Internet Champion, the British Messiah, Timothy Thatcher. And his opponent from San Francisco, California, weighing 223 pounds, he is the master of the Beta Breaker and the current and defending APW Universal Heavyweight Champion, Dylan Drake.
All right, folks, both combatants have been introduced. We have to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, the start of this huge Universal title match. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars.
5, 4.
If you would like to get involved behind the scenes with pro wrestling, we are looking for you. All Pro Wrestling is always on the lookout for talented interns in the areas of television production, including commentators, graphic design, and website design. We also have highly paid commission sales and marketing openings. For more information, email your qualifications and resume and tell us which area behind the scenes you'd love to be involved in. info@allprowrestling.com. Give us a call as well at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com.
All right, Matthew Thiel, it's time for this huge main event. The Universal title is on the line. It looks like both competitors are ready. And, of course, the referee for this contest is going to be APW official Toby Reynolds. And let's just wait for the opening bell.
Toby Reynolds, of course, doing this match because Sparky Ballard's changing out of his black costume.
Oh, come on. You still think that the man in black is Sparky Ballard?
It's either Sparky Ballard or Jody Christopherson, all right?
You know, that's beside the point. That is other things that are going on here in All Pro Wrestling. It's time for this huge main event. The Universal title is on the line. Matthew Thiel, I know that we both said that we think Thatcher's going to win this contest. Do you want to change your mind at this point?
The match hasn't started yet, John Roberts, so I'm going to stick firm on my choice of Timothy Thatcher, but Dylan Drake is a strong competitor. He is not going to let go of that championship without a fight, and that's what this is going to break down into. It's going to start off as wrestling, I guarantee it, but it's going to break down into a fight.
Well, a sign of showmanship and respect from Dylan Drake, extending his hand before the contest begins to Timothy Thatcher, and Thatcher just waving him off. They're just going to go right at it. Collar and elbow tie-up. Both men jockeying for position to try and get the upper hand early on in this match. And there's Thatcher with the side headlock. Drake trying to fight out, sends him into the ropes. Leapfrogs over the top of him. Some great athletic ability from both. Flying body press from Dylan Drake. And Dylan Drake on top early on. And a big standing drop kick takes down the
Very nice drop kick. Way up in the air. Connected both of those feet to the face of Timothy Thatcher.
Now goes send Thatcher corner to corner. Gets countered, but up and over goes Drake. And a drop kick to the spine of Thatcher. Puts him face first into that turnbuckle.
Going up top. Could he be going for the flying cross body already?
Going for it already. Connecting. 1, 2, could it be 3? No, Dylan Drake almost walked away within the first 2 minutes with a victory.
A 2 count on Timothy Thatcher within the first 2 minutes of this match. That's completely unheard of.
Timothy Thatcher taking a moment to step outside the ring and regroup a little bit. I don't think he was expecting this great offense and just tenacity from Dylan Drake, just going right after him.
Earlier today, you, me, and Killer J. Mathias was talking about Dylan Drake scouting the matches of Timothy Thatcher heading into this match, and I think that's exactly what he's done. He's prepared for Timothy Thatcher, more so than I give him credit for.
Well, you know, Timothy Thatcher likes to wrestle a slow, melodic pace, and I think Dylan Drake's just trying to catch him off guard by going right after him, using agility and speed to his advantage.
A sound strategy indeed.
Well, Thatcher finally deciding to get back into the ring. Looks like they're going to lock up one more time. And there's that collar and elbow tie-up. Dylan Drake going right after the wrist. And arm of Thatcher gets him in that wrist lock. And now puts it into a top hand wrist lock behind the head of Thatcher.
It's true. Now Dylan Drake is on top of the wrestling hold right now, but when you're in the ring with Timothy Thatcher, how long is that really going to last? You can see the reversal here.
Well, there's the reversal by Thatcher. And Dylan Drake in a little bit of trouble here, but again, it's still early on in this contest, although we did see a near fall just a few moments ago by the champion.
Now, I know that Timothy Thatcher has been wrestling for years all across the United States and all through Europe, and the APW boot camp, which Dylan Drake graduated from, spends a year on amateur wrestling and wrestling holds such as this. Evenly matched in wrestling, perhaps. I mean, what would you think about that, John Roberts?
You know, I still think that Thatcher, when it comes to just straight amateur skills has the advantage on anyone here in All Pro Wrestling. But Dylan Drake putting on a great display here with that top hand wrist lock and a top hand wrist lock takeover, and still holding it while on the mat, applying more pressure and trying to put strain on the arm of Thatcher, probably making it so he can't apply the Thatcher stretch. Oh, and it looks like a kind of a modified cattle mutilation, but it's like a top hand wrist lock with a bridge.
Bridging over turns this into a submission hold. Before, it was just to wear down the arm of Timothy Thatcher, but with that bridge, it turns into a match ender.
Dylan Drake in control, surprisingly, of Timothy Thatcher. Still has control of that wrist and arm, and applying pressure and torque to the shoulder and arms of the British Messiah.
Something that Timothy Thatcher might not necessarily be used to. He's used to working the arms of his opponents in these matches, wearing them down, getting them set up for that Thatcher stretch. But Dylan Drake has turned the tables on him. He's working on his arm. I know Thatcher's on top right now, but this could lead to, like you said earlier, Thatcher might not be able to get the full effect of that Thatcher stretch later on if he gets it on at all.
Well, Thatcher able to spin around and utilize some of his mat amateur wrestling techniques and gain control of the arm, and he's got Dylan Drake essentially right where he wants him, setting him up for that Thatcher stretch at some point in this contest, and now standing on it like a Kodak moment. Oh, but Dylan Drake, he's going right.
That's what he gets for being playful. That's what he gets for fooling around. He's got to stay focused in this championship match.
And we're at a standoff here early on. Don't go anywhere.
Do you have what it takes to become a pro wrestler? The APW Bootcamp Training School is accepting applicants for pro wrestlers, managers, valets, and referees. All Pro Wrestling home APW Bootcamp is where future legends are born. For the last 19 years, APW has been the leader in talent development. Top graduates include The Great Khali, Crash Holly, Spike Dudley, and Alyssa Flash. For your free brochure, call us at 510-785-8396.
And we're back to All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars. Dylan Drake slamming the challenger hard on his face in the center of the ring. And Matthew Thiel, this has been back and forth to start things off.
Absolutely. Dylan Drake gets that little advantage, but Timothy Thatcher is right there to reverse it back into some sort of arm bar or arm lock or chicken wing or top hand wrist lock. Timothy Thatcher knows exactly what he's doing heading into this match, and he has the tools to become the next Universal Heavyweight Champion.
Well, look at Thatcher. He has his knee in the spine of Dylan Drake, and he's got the left arm caught up underneath his leg, so he can't do anything, and now he's applying pressure to the right arm. It looks like Timothy Thatcher scouted Dylan Drake and said, yeah, I know you're going to scout what I'm going to do. I'm going to try something different and see if you can counter that. Rolls him up for a cover. 1, 2, only able to get 2 that time. Almost a near fall finish. Both men so close to getting victory early on in this contest.
I can't remember the last time both of these men were on their feet. They've been wrestling each other to the mat, hold for hold, lock for lock, and wrestling move for wrestling move.
Well, Dylan Drake not afraid to play the challenger's game. Thatcher, of course, the technical wizard here in All Pro Wrestling, known throughout the world for his technical prowess, but he is, for lack of a better term, almost being taken to school by Dylan Drake.
Dylan Drake has Timothy Thatcher's number in this one. While I still say Timothy Thatcher is ultimately going to walk away with the victory in this match, like I said earlier, Dylan Drake is going to put up a fight and hold on to that championship with dear life. There is no way that he is walking out without the Universal Heavyweight Championship, without being proud of the fight that he put up for it.
Well, almost on cue, as soon as I say that Dylan Drake has got complete control of Timothy Thatcher, there goes Thatcher with some counters and a nice offensive maneuver targeting that shoulder. That's a good way to dislocate that shoulder and separate some ligaments. And now he's got Dylan Drake under the bottom rope, applying all of his pressure on the arm, not just on the chest, but on the arm of Dylan Drake.
There we go. Timothy Thatcher now taking this match to the next level, using his strikes now and using the ropes to his advantage.
Well, Timothy Thatcher, not known for taking fist strikes and offensive displays of power, just usually goes after him with technical strikes, utilizing body parts to damage his opponent, not using just clenched fists or anything like that.
Now,
like normally see.
now don't take Timothy Thatcher too lightly. He knows how to use that ring to his advantage. There's a reason why these people hate him, why they boo him every time he comes out here. It's because he knows how to bend the rules when he needs to. Like you saw him, he put all his weight onto Dylan Drake by using the ropes for leverage.
Well, Dylan Drake with a leg hold there, almost like a figure four. He's applying pressure on the toe. It's almost like a modified spinning toe holder figure four, but without using the other leg or keeping the other leg at bay. And now it looks like he's going to pay the price. Gets a boot right to the side of the head, but contains control. And Thatcher able to break control with that boot to the face of Dylan Drake, and but still showing some of the damage done by Drake, but immediately targeting that shoulder once again, possibly setting him up for the Thatcher stretch.
Both of these men know exactly the end game of this match, and they've been incessant on making sure that they wear down their opponent, either their legs or their arms, in any way possible, so they can set up for that Beta Breaker sharpshooter or the Thatcher stretch.
Well, Thatcher earlier today in the one interview he granted to any and all reporters this week stated that he's going to make Dylan Drake say those immortal 5 letters and 2 words, "I quit," by making him give up in this match.
Very nicely put, John Roberts.
Well, there's a cover by Thatcher, only able to get 2 that time. And both men, going after each other, technically sound in this match so far, trying to wear each other down, but both men still going for pinfalls. But there's a strike to the gut by Dylan Drake, and now one right to the knee.
3 of them by everybody's hero with those closed fists. What's going on with that?
Almost desperation-like from Dylan Drake, realizing his shoulder's in a bit of trouble now, and just going to start targeting that leg. Some shots to the gut to get some separation, and now shots to the hamstring and knee area of Timothy Thatcher. And Dylan Drake showing a little bit of a violent side as he sits down on that leg on the bottom row.
All of Dylan Drake's weight coming down on the knee of Timothy Thatcher.
Boom, there he goes and does it again. Dylan Drake targeting the knee and trying to set him up for that Beta Breaker sharpshooter cover. 1, 2, almost 3.
Are you feeling John Madden today?
But so far, we haven't seen him lock in the Beta Breaker yet. He went for it right before we had to go to commercial break, and now wrenching the leg, wrenching the knee and hamstring region of Timothy Thatcher.
Timothy Thatcher needs to shake it out. He needs to get the blood flowing back into that leg to make sure that the pain subsides. He can be able to get back to his feet, get back on top of this match.
Dylan Drake going to the second rope. We saw him come off the top rope earlier. Missile drop kick from the second rope. Connects, but he landed hard on that left shoulder once he hit the mat. Trying to crawl towards the cover. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, only 2 that time. Only able to use one arm for that cover.
Wasn't able to get all of his weight onto Timothy Thatcher, and only able to get, what was that, a 1?
It was a 2, almost 2 1/4, but Dylan Drake still trying to fight in this match, going after the shoulder. Oh, but he went to the well one too many times, and now gets launched over the top rope.
And hung on that bottom rope. You saw Dylan Drake come back underneath the bottom rope, choked on the bottom there as Thatcher kicked him over the top.
Thatcher saw it coming that time and just launched Drake over the top rope. And is Timothy Thatcher calling to go high risk?
Why would Timothy Thatcher risk it all right now and go to the top rope? Now is his opportunity to go out there. There we go. His knee gave out. He wasn't able to do it. Good move, Tim. Good move.
And Timothy Thatcher slamming Drake's face hard on the apron. And they're battling now outside of the ring in the front row of the war zone. You don't get any closer to the action, to any wrestling match, any sport than you do here at the All Pro Wrestling Garage. And they're fighting right in the front row, in and amongst the fans, as Dylan Drake gets sent hard into Heckler's corner with that European uppercut.
Remember that you do get all of this intense all-pro wrestling action for a mere 3 cans of food donated to the Alameda County Food Bank.
There's a shot to the face by Dylan Drake, followed by a forearm smash to the face of Drake by Thatcher. And a European uppercut for good measure puts Dylan Drake into that ring post. Oh, but a shot to the gut from Drake. Oh, and Thatcher goes face first into the ring post.
Referee Toby Reynolds allowing these men a little bit of leeway in this championship match, using the ring post and the ring apron. They've been outside amongst the fans for I don't know how long now.
Well, they're utilizing the ring as a weapon, which I guess in some aspects is legal to a certain degree, but there's a cover. 1, 2, could it be 3? No. And this match will continue. The champion so close to a victory that time.
There's a difference between choking somebody on the rope and ramming their head into the ring post.
Dylan Drake goes up to the second rope once again.
Could be setting up for another missile dropkick.
Oh, but he gets European uppercutted out of mid-air. Great offensive maneuver, signature offense from Thatcher. Cover 1, 2. He was a fraction of a second away that time from claiming the All Pro Wrestling Universal Heavyweight title. Thatcher in charge of this match. We have to take a commercial break. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back for this huge main event.
Are you or your son or daughter celebrating a birthday soon? There's no better way to celebrate a birthday than to throw the birthday person a pro wrestling themed birthday party. We have several packages available, including renting our facility with a customized pro wrestling show. Bring your birthday cake and invite your guests to attend a private pro wrestling birthday party. If you are interested in having All Pro Wrestling be a part of your birthday celebration, give us a call at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com.
We're back to All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars in this huge main event. Timothy Thatcher with control now of the champion. And Matthew Thiel, Dylan Drake is in a lot of trouble here. He looks like he might wind up losing his Universal title.
Well, ever since he came off that second rope and caught a European to the chest in midair, Dylan Drake has been a little worse for wear. Timothy Thatcher on top of Drake the entire commercial break, wearing down that arm, that elbow, that shoulder, leading up to that Thatcher stretch in which Timothy Thatcher will take it all.
And a knee to the face, a jiu-jitsu style knee right to the face, and shots to the gut by Dylan Drake. Oh, but a handful of the hair by Thatcher, and he slams Dylan Drake head first. The back of his head slamming off the mat. There's a cover, hook of the leg. 1, could it be a 2, almost 3, but not quite. And this match will continue. But the challenger is seemingly large and in charge of this match.
15 minutes.
As we've reached the 15-minute mark of this contest, Matthew Thiel, this has been a back-and-forth contest and a great match so far here on All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars.
And I think the look in the eyes of Timothy Thatcher is saying it all. You can see the shock on his face every time Dylan Drake kicks out, and you can see the horror in his eyes as Dylan Drake is able to hold off of this armbar.
Well, Dylan Drake, oh, there's a cover. 1, 2, almost able to get the 3 that time. As you see, Timothy Thatcher keeping control, of this maneuver. Dylan Drake once again trying to go for a cover. 1, 2. Oh, but again, Thatcher counters it and pushes Dylan Drake away and keeps control of the submission hold. Dylan Drake rolling him up. 1, 2, inside cradle, almost got it done that time. Dylan Drake surprising the challenger with that inside cradle. Oh, and an arm breaker from Thatcher puts him right back in control.
Now you can see all of those counters that Dylan Drake had for that armbar submission. Does this mean that he might have something in the bag to pull out when Timothy Thatcher finally goes for that Thatcher stretch?
Possibly, we saw Jody Christopherson counter the Thatcher stretch by rolling him up. Thatcher says, don't worry about it, that he's got everything in control once again, but I don't know. That's always something that's on the table. And Dylan Drake said he saw the tape. He watched it over and over and over again. Thatcher with a European uppercut in the corner. More signature offense from the challenger as he gets Drake set for the ride. Oh, but gets countered by Drake. And Drake going after him in that corner. Thatcher thought he had him countered, but Drake counters it. And a nice dragon screw takes down Timothy Thatcher. Oh, he puts the leg through, set him up for the beta breaker. He's got the arms locked in. Now he just has to roll him over.
Thatcher has scouted this move as heavily as Dylan Drake has scouted the Thatcher stretch. It's going to take all of Dylan Drake's strength to get him over for to lock in that move.
Well, Thatcher grabbing the back of Dylan Drake's head and then putting some fists to the jaw of Dylan Drake. Gets the separation he needs, utilizing the ropes now to bring himself back up to a vertical base, but he's in a lot of trouble. There's a drop kick to the knee by Dylan Drake, and he takes down Thatcher once again. Champion rolling towards a cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2, could he get 3? No, only 2 once again. This match continues as Dylan Drake is in control of Timothy Thatcher. Following that drop kick, trying to break down the the legs of Thatcher.
Now, I know Timothy Thatcher. I know how badly he wants the Universal Heavyweight Championship. Even though his legs are failing him now, he can't even run into the corner. He can't run to the ropes. He's pulling himself up. But he wants this championship so much he can taste it. I think Timothy Thatcher still might have enough in his tank to take this one home.
Well, Thatcher was getting set for the ride, and his knees just gave out as he fell face first in the center of the ring. And a dragon screw off the top rope. Dylan Drake pulling out all the stops, trying to retain the Universal Gold. And Thatcher is in a world of trouble. How many times have you seen the British Messiah in this much trouble in an APW ring?
I don't know, but Timothy Thatcher right now is in the middle of the ring, and instead of going for the Beta Breaker sharpshooter, or instead of going for the pinfall, for some reason Dylan Drake is up on the middle rope. Thatcher can't even stand. What was Drake thinking? He's wasted valuable time.
It's almost like he's wearing an earpiece, hearing every word you're saying, because he jumped down off the middle rope and is now going for the Beta Breaker sharpshooter, but Thatcher's hooking his arm around the legs of Dylan Drake, trying to make it so he can't turn him over.
That time that Drake wasted on that middle rope was enough for Thatcher to get his bearings and be ready for the Beta Breaker.
Drake continuing to target that left knee of the challenger, and now he hooks the legs. Thatcher trying to fight the same way he did earlier and grab the back of the head of Drake and fight away, but he's getting countered. Oh, but here he goes. Grabs the arm, set him up for the Thatcher stretch, getting some pressure applied. He's trying to pull it back behind his head and set him up for that move. Instead, just going to grab the wrist and apply torque to the shoulder. Dylan Drake's in a world of trouble right here.
Now Dylan Drake is the one in the middle of the ring with nowhere to go.
Dylan Drake trying to reach his legs to that bottom rope, and he gets it just by a toe length and is able to get the separation he needs with that rope break, but not before the damage is done to the arm. Timothy Thatcher just going after Drake. If Drake's shoulder is snapped, he can't hold the Beta Breaker sharpshooter in.
It's absolutely true, but what must be going through the mind of Timothy Thatcher right now? He's tried everything he can to get the Thatcher stretch on to Dylan Drake to no avail.
And not to mention that Thatcher is struggling to walk around the ring right now. He might as well be on one leg, but he's able to muster the strength and pull Dylan Drake shoulder first into that ring post. Both men now have utilized the ring post as a weapon to damage their opponent.
I may need to call my bookie.
I may have to retract my pick for this match, because right now Timothy Thatcher is in a little bit of trouble, but he's got control again, crawling towards a cover, trying to hook that outside leg. Instead, opts to keep pressure on the shoulders. He goes for the pinfall, and now with the wrist lock behind the back of Dylan Drake.
And you can see exactly why he chose to hold on to the wrist instead of hook the leg. Timothy Thatcher's always thinking about the future.
But there's a cover. Dylan Drake, another counter for counter, only able to get two that time.
You can see Timothy Thatcher can't even walk on both of those legs right now. A simple punch to the knee is enough to take Timothy Thatcher all the way down to the mat.
Well, the Gym Wars crowd strongly behind Dylan Drake, as you can hear this capacity crowd chanting the champion's name as he's getting ready to ascend to the top rope.
But you can also see Dylan Drake is heavily favoring that left arm of his. As much as Timothy Thatcher cannot walk, Dylan Drake cannot use that arm.
Another European uppercut from the challenger, this time to the champion up on the top rope. Oh no, set him up for the London Tower! And it falls. London Tower's falling. Dylan Drake in trouble. Could we have a new champion? 1, 2, no! So close. I thought that the title was going to change hands that time.
Timothy Thatcher thought the exact same thing. You can see the frustration just flowing through him now, pounding the mat. You can see his face twisted in anger.
Dylan Drake in trouble as the challenger sets him up for a vertical suplex but gets countered. You got to wonder if he could even muster up the leg strength to hold him up there. Dylan Drake lifts him up and puts him on the other side of the ring apron, or excuse me, of the ropes on the ring apron, and now sets him perched up on that top rope in a very precarious situation. And And a cutter, swinging cutter from Dylan Drake, drops Timothy Thatcher, just like the London Towers falling in the corner. Well, there's a cover, 1, 2, could it be it? No, only 2. A rope break by Thatcher. Great ring awareness from the challenger. There's a cover once again, 1, 2, and the challenger kicks out. Don't go anywhere, folks. This huge main event continues.
Do you have what it takes to become a pro wrestler? The APW Bootcamp Training School is accepting applicants for pro wrestlers, managers, valets, and referees. All Pro Wrestling home APW Bootcamp is where future legends are born. For the last 19 years, APW has been the leader in talent development. Top graduates include The Great Khali, Crash Holly, Spike Dudley, and Alyssa Flash. For your free brochure, call us at 510-785-8396.
We're back to this huge Universal title main event. And we've only got a little bit of time left here on All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars. But if this match ends before so, we do have another great match lined up for you. Dylan Drake going for that top body.
I don't believe it. Thatcher was able to roll through the crossbody, and he's got the Thatcher stretch firmly put on to Dylan Drake. This could be it.
And because of the positioning of Thatcher, Dylan Drake can't even get to a bottom rope to get a rope break. He's trying to crawl towards that corner and break it, but Thatcher's got him right where he wants him. Dylan Drake in trouble, trying to counter him like Gustafsson did. 1, 2, only 2. Thatcher smartly lets go and kicks out. But Thatcher was so close to becoming the new Universal Heavyweight Champion. You got to think that he's really going to go after him now.
He's tasting it. He can feel it. He knows that Dylan Drake is hurting. He knows that arm is weakened. All he has to do is wrap on that Thatcher stretch one more time, a little further away from the ropes, and he is crowned the new Universal Heavyweight Champion.
But with the damage done to the knee of Thatcher, Dylan Drake, like a shark sensing blood in water, goes right after it. A kick to the knee, breaks down Thatcher again, and now he's just going to target it with a reckless abandon. Goes after him with a headbutt, but nobody home. I'm getting tongue-tied here. This match is so amazing that I'm having a hard time calling it. I'm having a hard time containing myself, Theo.
Do you want to go down there and stand in one of their corners and cheer one of them on?
I'm content to stay here in the broadcast booth and keep calling this great match. And another shoulder breaker from Thatcher, but what damage did he do to himself?
Not smart. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Thatcher, my money's on you, brother, but don't use your knees for offensive moves. Come on, man.
Thatcher utilizing his signature offense maneuver. That is his patented setup move for the Thatcher stretch, but he did damage to himself by doing so. Cover. And you got to think that time that he used to regain composure in his knee and crawl towards a cover cost him a pinfall that time. Both men now struggling to get to a vertical base. Thatcher's the first one to do so, albeit only on his right leg. His left knee has just got to be exploding in pain right now. Drake set him up, and a German suplex release, but it seems to have invigorated Timothy Thatcher just like it did a few weeks ago. Another one, and this time Thatcher not so quick to get up, but you can still see he's got the blood flowing now. And a signature backbreaker from Dylan Drake, and Thatcher is still trying to fire up out of this. Oh, there you can see the passion in his eyes. He does not want to give up this match. What an offensive maneuver from Dylan Drake. It looked like he was going for a belly-to-back suplex. Instead, turned it into a backbreaker. Now set him up for the beta breaker sharpshooter. He's got the legs hooked. All he has to do is roll him over, Theo.
Thatcher's still going on, grabbing that leg of Dylan Drake, trying to fight it off, but he just can't do it this time.
Rolls him over, sits down. Dylan Drake has the beta breaker locked in. Timothy Thatcher looks like he's ready to tap out. The British Messiah in a ton of trouble right now. Can he get to the bottom rope?
You can also hear the APW sheep chanting, tap, 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 at Timothy Thatcher. They love Dylan Drake. They want him to continue to be champion. I don't see why.
Dylan Drake having to break the hold and pull him back to the center of the ring, afraid that Timothy Thatcher was close to getting a rope break. Oh, and Thatcher's got him countered. He's looking for the Thatcher stretch. He's got it applied to the center of the ring again. Both men going hold for hold, counter for counter, submission for submission.
This is it, Dylan. Tap, tap. The only way to get out of this move is to tap out. Give up now.
Look at the anguish and pain and the passion behind the eyes of Timothy Thatcher. His knee has got to be racked with pain, but here he is. He's got the Thatcher stretch applied in the center of the ring.
He tapped. He tapped. Did you see his hand? His hand hit the mat. He tapped out.
No, he's rolling him up for cover. 1, 2. Thatcher rolls out of it and continues to keep pressure applied to the Thatcher stretch.
I don't know what it's going to take. Dylan Drake might pass out before he taps out, but it doesn't matter. If he passes out, Timothy Thatcher is awarded the victory.
Dylan Drake in trouble. The champion is so close to losing his belt, but he crawls to the bottom rope and gets the rope break he needs.
Look at the face of Dylan Drake, though. Dylan Drake is spent. He has nothing left in the tank. All Timothy Thatcher has to do is blow on the man. He can pin him and take this one home.
Dylan Drake is in trouble here. The challenger is in desperation mode. He's trying to get that Universal Gold. There's a huge European uppercut from Thatcher. A right fist across the face of Thatcher. Another European uppercut from the challenger. The champion fires back with a right cross to the jaw of Thatcher. Both men going strike for strike at this point, just going blow for blow in the center of the ring. European uppercut, right cross, combinations once again. Trading blows, and both men just look completely spent.
Each one of them is just hoping that this last strike is going to be it. Thatcher's hoping that this last European's going to knock him off. Dylan Drake is hoping that these elbows, these forearms, these fists are going to be enough, but it doesn't seem to be. I don't even know what to say, John Roberts.
European uppercut takes down Dylan Drake, but Thatcher's knee gives out just at the most inopportune time, and now both men are down in the center of the ring as referee Toby Reynolds begins his count. If neither man can respond to the 10 count, we're going to have a draw.
We can't have a draw. There's going to be a riot. There's going to be an old school fashioned European soccer riot if we don't have a winner in this match.
You got to believe the first man to get to a vertical base is the huge favorite from this point onward, but Thatcher doesn't even let Drake get an opportunity to get to his feet as he goes right after him again, trying to set him up for the Thatcher stretch, and there it is applied. He's got the pressure as he rears back on him.
This has to be it this time. Thatcher's got that Thatcher stretch on. Dylan Drake has nothing left. This has to be it.
Wait, that was the bell. Did Dylan Drake submit?
This match has ended in a time limit draw.
A time limit draw, John Roberts. There's going to be a riot.
Oh my goodness, this has gone the full 30-minute time limit. I cannot believe it. The Gym Wars crowd is on their feet chanting 5 more minutes.
I agree.
I agree too. We should let these guys keep going. This has been one of the greatest matches I've ever seen in Gym Wars history.
And because the title cannot switch hands during a draw, and still APW Universal Heavyweight Champion, Dylan Drake.
I'm going to go down there and start the riot if it doesn't come up soon.
Well, Dylan Drake retains the All Pro Wrestling Universal Heavyweight title, but it went to a draw. Both men took each other to the limit, and at the end of the day, both men can walk out, not necessarily with their heads, well, they can walk out with their heads held high, but neither man will walk out with their arm raised in victory. But Dylan Drake will still walk out with his arm raised as the Universal Heavyweight Champion.
You can see there Timothy Thatcher showing he was this close to becoming the Universal Heavyweight Champion. You have to believe that if there was 30 more seconds in this match, Timothy Thatcher would be your Universal Heavyweight Champion.
Both men, you can tell, have put everything they have in this match, and they put it all on the line. Dylan Drake once again extending his hand like he did 30 minutes ago at the start of this match. And this time, Timothy Thatcher shakes it. But Thatcher just collapsing. That left knee has just got to be in so much pain. We'll try and get an update for you on Thatcher's condition. And you gotta tip your hat to the man. He put everything on the line in this match. He was that close on so many occasions to walking out the
Whoa, what's this here?
Whoa.
What is Blackwell and Corvus doing out here right now? It's never good when the Carnival of Shadows shows up.
Well, an evil stare from Corvus to Timothy Thatcher, and look at the eyes of Blackwell. Since he stepped foot on the stage, he has not let Dylan Drake out of his sight. A piercing glare at the Universal Champion. And
I think they're making their intent known. They want the Universal Heavyweight Champion, and I think Corvus may have picked Blackwell. A smart choice to be the one that challenges Dylan Drake.
That would be an amazing match and a huge contest for Dylan Drake, who just retained his gold, albeit a 30-minute draw. What a great, fantastic match. Folks, next week on Gym Wars, the Rock of Love take on the Suburban Commandos.
Now we know that Suburban Commandos has essentially taken out the Reno Scum of APW, and Rock of Love, Caden Anthony and Billy Blade teaming up here at APW to take on the Suburban Commandos.
And also in action, Mikey J is going to take on Double D Dave Dutra.
Now Mikey J, he's suffering from that tough loss against Rick Luxury not too long ago, and Dave Dutra still looking to get back on them winning ways. Can he beat Mikey J next week?
That is going to be an explosive match. And for our main event, Corvus is going to take on Mr. Wrestling number 4. It looks like the two heads of Team APW and the Carnival of Shadows are going to finally collide.
If I was Venice DeMarco, I'd take offense to that. I would think that Venice DeMarco is the head of Team APW.
Well, folks, that's coming up next week. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week. For everyone here at All Pro Wrestling, for Matthew Thiel and Killer J. Mathias, I'm John Roberts. We'll see you next time on All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars.